we have fully functional state, and we have fully functional economic sector because of that private sector that keep working, keep investing, keep enlarging the activity within the country. So we are like Ukrainian and the Danish government are supporting these projects. And I think this occasion today is very important. And you're absolutely right. Energy sector is suffered a lot. And I have numbers that Russia attacked energy facility since 2022, 1,200 times. More than 800 times what attacked substation, distributed and power lines. More than 250 times were attacked energy generation facility, and more than 30 times was attacked gas facility. So it's under permanent attack from Russian side, but I think that energy sectors, and thanks to tireless efforts of energy specialists, keep recovering. And what is important for me, this project is a symbol of resilience and recovery. And despite the full-scale invasion, the construction of the first plane did not stop. On the contrary, Ukraine specialists completed it with own efforts, and the second phase will become the one of the largest investments in the independence of Ukraine in the energy sector. And we are very grateful to Danish Export Credit Agency that fully supported these projects, and the government of Denmark, which provided insurance guarantee. So for me, it's a clear example that we are moving in the right direction by developing insurance infrastructure and collaboration with expert credit agency from other countries. Thank you for being so proactive. Thank you for, we discussed with you that there are so many discussions over the investment opportunity, and there's an example of the real investment flow in the country, and I think it's a good example for others country how you can support Ukraine, not only by military means, but by economic support. Thank you for this.
Thank you so much. I'll now move to Commissioner Jorgensen. What has the EU been doing toward Ukraine on the energy front, and what further, or how further you can support Ukraine on the energy front?
Thank you. So I'm one of the strange people that actually normally likes winters. Most people prefer summers, but there's something I like the cold, crisp air. But I have to say that that has changed the last couple of years, because now when winter comes nearer, I obviously, like we all do, think about Ukraine. We think about how a brutal winter with even more brutal attacks from Russia affects the people of Ukraine. And I want to start by saying that the European Union stands behind you in solidarity, and we want to do and continue to do everything we can to support. And I also want to start by thanking the Danish government. I used to be a member of the Danish government not that long ago, but want to thank the Danish government for everything you are doing, and many Danish companies like Vestas that are also doing great work. So, first of all, we need to prioritize a safe and secure supply of energy for Ukraine. Overall, since February 2022, we estimate that the EU and member states' support of Ukraine's energy security amounts to at least 2 billion euros. So, a very substantial amount. For example, through the Union Civil Protection Mechanism and Ukraine Energy Support Fund, we are financing the supply of transformers and mobile gas turbines, as well as repairs to existing equipment. And of course, we must combine sufficiency with safety. Through EU financial contributions and voluntary participation of EU member states experts, we have supported the establishment of the IAEA safety missions at all Ukrainian nuclear power plants. A second priority is to advance Ukraine's integration into the EU energy market. Here, we reached a milestone in 2022 with the synchronization of Ukraine's grid into the continental European network. This allowed us to increase the capacity for EU electricity exports to Ukraine and Moldova with up to 1,700 megawatts on a commercial basis and 250 megawatts on an emergency basis, while imports from Ukraine are set at 550 megawatts. And last, but certainly not least, it is our priority to decarbonize energy systems. In this regard, Ukraine's National Energy and Climate Plan, adopted in June 2024, provides a very clear blueprint for a green recovery. So, security, integration, and decarbonization. These are three of our key priorities. And that is why I'm very delighted to be here, because with the agreement being announced today, DTEK investors are making a huge contribution to each of these priorities. You're supporting Ukraine's energy security and resilience. By the end of next year, this wind farm will provide safe, clean energy to over 900,000 homes across the country. Secondly, this agreement strengthens EU integration, connecting and combining resources from one side of Europe to the other. And finally, you are supporting decarbonization. The addition of 64 new turbines will make it not only the largest wind farm in Ukraine, but also in Eastern Europe. So I strongly welcome this agreement. It is true that the winter has brought us and will bring us many challenges, but an agreement like this reminds us that the spring is not far away. Thank you so much.
Commissioner, thank you so much. You mentioned Denmark, so let me go to Minister Botskov, a vantage point from Denmark.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's almost 2 months now since we met last time in Kiev, Julia, and I must say the world has changed, really, but the need for support and help to Ukraine and for the peace and safety of Ukrainians are still the same. We brought with us nearly 2 months ago, the biggest Danish business delegation ever to Ukraine. And it is a picture of the strategy that the Danish government have chosen from the beginning, that we will not wait for peace and security, we will invest in Ukraine now. And we have taken that stand relatively clear. When Mr. Jørgensen was in his position in government, we did a lot of work together on exactly that, trying to give the Ukrainians a positive view of the future, invest in, for example, critical infrastructure, help them so have a more or less normal day, even though it is terrible what we are seeing and what you are going through. So the Danish strategy is relatively clear. We are not waiting for peace. We are waiting for more to come to invest in Ukraine. And we are helping them with that. And this project here is just another, so to say, project in that line. Bringing, as I said 2 months ago, the biggest Danish business delegation to Ukraine. There will come concrete projects out of that. And what we see now is by far the biggest project and Danish investment in Ukraine. It's an enormous project, and it follows a clearly strategy that we want to invest more, for example, in the critical infrastructure. We want to do whatever we can to help private companies to invest, to be a part of the Ukrainian future. Because what we are seeing now is a terrible and gruesome war, and the signal that we are sending here today is that we are standing together against what Putin, for more than a decade now, have tried to do with Ukraine. So we are together for an important investment. It is an important investment not only for Ukraine, but also for the Danish company Vestas. And I want to thank Vestas for the involvement in this project here, for the cooperation that we have had. you will now be able to deliver wind turbines to one of the biggest projects in Ukraine. I want to thank your partner and our partner, DTEK, for the involvement in the project that will deliver safe power to around 700,000 Ukrainian homes. So it is an important project, and it is a picture that we stand together for the freedom and safety of Ukraine, and we stand together against the brutality that Putin is now also in these minutes that we're sitting here again trying to hurt Ukraine with. So I'm extremely glad to be a part of the announcement here today and see it as a picture of the strategy that the Danish government had chosen from the beginning, that we'll not wait with our help, relief help, humanitarian help, military help, civil help, and business support until we see peace. We have to be there now, and this is also that's what is also in that picture we see this project here. So thank you.
Minister, thank you. With the governmental leaders, we've built a little bit of suspense. So now going to Mr. Timchenko and Mr. Andersen, tell us a little more about the investment what you're announcing today. Over to you.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor for me to be here in the fields of World Economic Forum to announce the largest investment in Ukraine during the war. We reached agreement with our financial partners led by Export Credit Agency of Denmark, EFO, and with Vestas as a supplier of wind turbines to build the second phase of Telegurska wind power station. The total volume of investment, 450 million euro. We will build 384 megawatt of wind capacity so that we complete construction of the largest wind farm not only in Ukraine but also in Eastern Europe, which in total will produce 500 megawatt of wind capacity. Agreement is reached and we start construction immediately, so by the end of next year we'll have full capacity operational, and as it was already said, 100,000 of homes in Ukraine will be with green energy. And my greatest appreciation to government of Denmark. It is impossible to even think about this huge, very ambitious project without all support by all means. Financial support, the company you should be proud of, Vestas, is a world leader in wind turbines production. And of course, great appreciation to our government, Yulia Sviridenko, and all support we feel during these years of the war, and all support to realize such ambitious projects. To be honest, this scale and size of the project can be called ambitious even during peacetime. But to build during the war, as we already demonstrated by commissioning the first phase in 2023, what we've done with Vestas, we can call this extraordinary achievement and demonstration how partnership can work. And I'm talking about public-private partnership in structuring, because this is unique financial structure which allowed us to keep construction. And of course, our partnership with Vestas. We opened the whole wind industry in Ukraine 15 years ago by building together the first wind park called Botio. And after 15 years, we put more ambitious goals and continue construction under such an extreme conditions in Ukraine. And I'm sure that together we explore all potential of Ukraine in wind parks, in clean energy, and as President Zelensky said, we'll make huge contribution to make Ukraine as a green power hub for Europe. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Andersen?
Yeah, thank you so much. It goes without saying this would have had no chance in making it possible without the support of Ukrainian, Danish government and EU. So a big thank you here on stage to you, Julia, and to you, Dan, and to you, Morten, representing this. And having said that, I know Peter Lundqvist and two of the CEOs of the banking world, of Danske Bank and SEB. It wouldn't have been possible without you all committed and leaned into this. Then when it comes to the concrete project, and this is one of those things we all talk about, how public and private partnerships should work in practice. Here is what I call a real workbook. It can be taken out and it can be copied. As you are rightly saying, it's not every day we get a chance to celebrate a total project of 500 megawatt to the tune of 450 million euro, Maxim. But I also think here it demonstrates that the wind and the renewable energy for Ukraine, which had such a large potential, has proven that it is short-term resilient against what is happening around a wind park today. It has also the means of sending a very strong signal that this is part of the long-term recovery. So this is raising the hope and the light in the middle of the darkness of that electricity and more electricity is coming into Ukraine, and not least the societies and especially the kids, which is so much hit by not having energy. I think when it goes to collaboration and also the link to EU competitiveness, which is such a big topic for everyone right now, it also illustrates that if we really align together as both public and private companies, actually everything is possible. And when I look at you, Maxim, I have to say today marks a little bit of an end of sort of a long process that has lasted approximately around 18 months. I wouldn't say every week, but then maybe every second week we have had the word, this is never going to happen, because now we have hit another bump on the road. But you never rested from the path, you never deviated from it. And today, a really, really big thank you to you as a person. You are relentless in driving this forward, and we will relentlessly driving this from factories into the field, and then not stopping until we see the electricity hitting the homes, as you're rightly mentioning, Dan and Morten, to nearly a tune of 1 million homes in Ukraine that is really needing the resilience. So it has turned out to be a partnership between DTEK and investors, but I will also say I have for many months spoken more to you than I've spoken to my wife. So that probably also illustrates that it has gone from a partnership that also laid the foundation for a very close friendship that will last for many years to come. And I'm sure when we start construction, there'll be one or two things that doesn't work to plan, and then we will need that friendship. So a big congratulations to everyone around here, and we are proud to be a chosen partner to it.
Thank you so much. I now open the floor for any questions there may be. We have a couple of minutes left. If there are any questions here. We're also live streaming. Yes, please, if you can introduce yourself and say who the question is for.
Hi, this is Meloka Kitamets from Nikkei. I have a question for Mr. Timchenko. You've announced a big battery storage project a week ago. So can I ask you if the wind turbine project and the battery storage project are linked, or would you need to invest additionally to store the electricity that you are planning?
Yes, we announced the other project, 200 megawatt battery storage project. They are not linked with wind park, but I think it's next step. So we will build wind farm first, and then we think about co-location so that we install battery storage to have proper profile of power production.
Thank you. Anyone else before we wrap up? Good. Thank you so much. Also, thank you to those who were dialing into this and watching our web stream. And congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.